I just want to apologize for the audio on this. My dog was in the background chewing on a treat, so you'll hear him doing that throughout this whole video. Hope you enjoy. Welcome back to my channel. So today I figured I would do a bookshelf tour. I actually have two bookshelves in our living room, but they're not together. They're two separate ones, so we'll have to jump over to the other one. Something you should know before I do the full tour is I keep my TBR separate on a separate shelf on the other bookshelf, and I also keep all of the books that I've read in 2024 separate. And at the end of December, beginning of January, I'll go through, I'll either unhaul books that I didn't really care for. I'll go through my shelves and decide if I'm going to unhaul any of the books that I'm just like, you know what, it's time they can leave. And then I'll put all of my other books back on to the shelf and organize them all. I am thinking that at some point before the year is out that I'm going to need to get another shelf in our living room. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work because it's a little tight right now, but I'm running out of space on my two bookshelves. These bookshelves are from IKEA, but they're not the Billy, and I can't remember the name of them right now. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I bought them about the darker wood color. They don't really go with the house or anything like that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there if we need to. So if I do get another bookshelf, it'll probably be the Billy because I just feel like it can hold more books than this. And it'll probably be a different color because I'm just not a huge fan. It makes the whole room feel darker. So let's get on with the book tour. So on the top shelf, I have my Harry Potter books. I have my original hardbacks that I got and read as a child growing up. And then I have the the first three of the illustrated version. I still need to collect the rest of those. And then I also started doing a reread of Harry Potter, so I was collecting the paperbacks. I have the book 5 on my nightstand, and I have 6 and 7 on my TBR shelf. So that is, and then I have just a boat and dinosaur decoration up there. I do have the Philosopher's Stone. My parents got it for me when they went to Ireland many years ago when Harry Potter was first popular. So that's the top shelf. On this next shelf, I have my collection of Secret Garden books. I loved that book as a child. I have a connection with it with my mom because she's the one who first introduced it to me. So anytime I see like a really pretty illustrated copy or version, I get it. I have 2 copies of Little Woman. The one with the red binding is actually my mom's from when she was a child. And then I just have another one. And then we start my regular books. I am somebody who organizes by author and author only, by author's last name and author last name only. So it's pretty straightforward. I have a lot of Lyssa Kay Adams. I have the 5th book in the series on my TBR that I'll probably be reading this Christmas. Then we go into my Mitch Albom books. I love his books. They make me cry every single time I read them. Just a few standalones. Then I go into my Frederick Bachman books. I think I've read almost all of his books. I can't remember. I have to look at them. And then I start Jennifer Lynn Barnes' The Inheritance Game. I'm just going to slide down here. I listened to these on audio and fell in love with them. And I just finished reading the first book in the Natural series, and it's just amazing. She is such an amazing author. She tells an amazing story. Then I have Peter Pan and a few others. And then I have my Rachel Caine books. I really enjoyed the first 2 books in this series. I kind of just kept going because I enjoyed them so much. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with the series or not. Next big one is Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I've read the other two in the series. I've read the next two in the series. They're on my red shelf. I started collecting Roald Dahl books, but I kind of stopped. A.J. Finn, and this book is a book that I remember I first started reading when I got back into reading, and started my Bookstagram. I don't like him as a person, but I read this book before I knew that, and I just thought it was an amazing book. And then the next one's Lucy Foley. I know some people are not big fans of her writing, but I've loved those two books so far. Loved Lessons in Chemistry. And then we start my John Green books. I know I've read a few others and I just don't have them. I'm not sure. I think I read them on my Kindle way back when. Then a few random books. Then I have Jenny Han, both the To All the Boys I Loved Before and The Summer I Turned Pretty series. Loved both of them. Those were super fast both of those series, super fast reads. And then we go into my Allie Hazelwood. So there's The Love Hypothesis. And down on the next one, sorry, my knees just cracked, is The Binding of the Loathe to Love You. It's the 3 novellas that came after The Love Hypothesis. I know I've read another one of her books that's on my red shelf, and I have 2 more on my TBR. And then we start my Emily Henry books. The People We Meet on Vacation was not my favorite Emily Henry book. The other ones were great. Then we go into Elle Hildebrand. She's not one of my favorite authors, but I really enjoyed the Winter Street series. Then I have my 2 Colleen Hoover books. Khalid Hassani. I had to read Kite Runner for high school, and I just fell in love with his writing. I know I read another one of his and I just don't have the copy. Lisa Jewell, you'll see here. I love Lisa Jewell. She is one of my favorite authors. I will buy anything she puts out. So this is what I have so far of hers and read. TJ Klune, love his books. The Crazy Rich Asian series. And then we're going to go into my Christina Lauren books. So I know this is what I have so far. Roomies, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, Love and Other Words, Twice in a Blue Moon, The Honey Don't List, the first book in the Beautiful Bastards series, In a Holidays, The Unhoneymooners. They are in order of when I read them. Sorry about that. They're in order of when I read them, not when they came out. So I first read Roomies, which loved and got me into reading all of the Christina Lauren books. I know I have a few on my red shelf, or red in 2024 shelf, that I will add to this, and I have tons more that I need to read of hers. Then I have Charlotte Pena, I think that's how you say her name. And then here's Sarah J. Maas, Court of Thorns and Roses. I finished Throne of Glass, so I have not started the next one yet, but I think by the time I get a new shelf, Sarah J. Maas will probably have to have her own shelf like Harry Potter. Then I have the Keeper of the Lost City series. If you read my TBR, or if you watched my TBR video, you'll know that I started reading things because some of my students at the school I work at were reading them, and I like to get the books that they're reading and read them, so I have something something to talk to them about. Then I have my Marissa Myers, the Cinder series. Love it. An amazing series. I listened to Renegades on audio, and I'm going to get the next one in that series. She just does a great job telling a story. So now we're going to pop over and look at the other shelf. So here is my other shelf. This is the top shelf. I've got the American Royals I only have the first two. I've read all of them, but I'm probably going to unhaul them because they just were not. I listened to all of them just to kind of finish up the series, but not my favorite book, so I'll probably unhaul them in December. Then I have my Megan Miranda's books. Really enjoy the setting she puts out and creates with her stories, and she just tells an amazing story. Leanne Moriarty, I really enjoyed Big Little Lies, and I think there was one that I don't have a physical copy of that I read on my Kindle. And then the Nine Perfect Strangers, she really kind of lost me on that one. And to be honest, I can't even really remember what happened in Truly Madly Guilty. I have read the next in the Thursday Murders Club. I think I read just the next one. I can't remember now at this point. And then we're going down here to my Louise Penny books. I think I have at least 2 more to add to this come December. That really beautiful copy of Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. You can't really see it. But I only read Name of the Wind because my husband and I made a deal that if he read the first 3 Harry Potters, I had to read Name of the Wind. And I did, so I followed through and read Name of the Wind. Let's go down to the next shelf. I have Rainbow Well. I know I had another book by her, and I lent it out to somebody, and they never returned it. So now I only have Carry On and Fangirl. I remember really enjoying those when I read them a long time ago. Next big one, I have V.U. Schwab. Loved A Darker Shade of Magic series. I actually reread it, I think, last year. Listened to it on audio. And then one that I feel like I loved, The 13th Tale. I actually think I should reread that maybe this year because I loved it so much, and I don't really remember much about it. I just remember loving it when I read it. And then I have Flawless by Elsie Silver. I know I've read the second one in the series last year, and I just don't have a physical copy of it. That's kind of why there's a gap there, because I plan on getting the physical copy. And I read Powerless this year, which is on my Read in 2024 shelf. And then we go down. I finished what's out so far of the Nevermore series. I think I heard about that series at first by somebody on Bookstagram, and it just intrigued me, and so I picked it up. I enjoyed the first one. The second 2 were they were okay. I have 2K Tucker books. I thought I had one on my TBR. Yes, The Simple Wild. I'm hoping to get to The Simple Wild this year. And then we go into my Ruth Ware books. Really enjoy, great suspense author. Love and Gelato, By Your Side, Would Like to Meet, and Briar Rose. Briar Rose is another one of those books that I had to read for high school. And I enjoyed it, so I kept it. And then we're going to get down to my shelf of Read in 2024. Now, it is overflowing. Sorry, I'm just trying to move some books because it'll spoil my July wrap-up if I show them to you. So it is overflowing, so I'm going to move these 2 books. So, yep, see, I read 2 Christina Lauren books right at the beginning of the year. Then I've got Fourth Wing, Carvel, The Fine Print, Love on the Brain. I knew I read Nellie Hazelwood. Finlay Donovan. Number 2 in the Dreamland Billionaires, The Silent Patient, Iron Flame, Legendary. I started and completed, I don't know if I've completed, but I've started and made big headway on a lot of series I'm reading. Like I finished the Beartown series, Finlay Donovan, Louise Penny, finished the Divine Rivals, because you'll see in a minute, duology, finished the Caraval series, did the next one in, you can get a little sneak peek of my Powerless by Elsie Silver, another T.J. Klune, the third one that's out in the Nevermore series, another Ruth Ware, Lisa Jewell, Emily Henry. I started the When in Rome series by Sarah Adams. I have Practice Makes Perfect on my TBR, hopefully to getting to that this year. We still have lots of time, so I should be able to. And then Ruthless Vows and Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I do have a few more that I've read, but I don't want to show you because they're going to be on my July TBR. So those are my shelves. You're going to get a sneak peek because I'm going to back out so you can see this shelf. The bottom shelf on each of these is dedicated, sorry, I'm trying to, there we go, is dedicated to my toddler's books. So I am running out of space, as you can see. I have some space at the end of the TBR to add more to, but I am running out of space. So those are my shelves. Well, there's my bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully within the next month or two, I possibly get another bookshelf and maybe be able to move some things around so I can have more room when I add my books read in 2024 onto the shelves, so I don't have to unhaul too many. Comment if there's any books on here that you really enjoyed and you want to talk about. Thanks for watching. Bye.